All right, it's time for the Week 3 Best Bets. Let's see if we can't make some money. Off to a little bit of a slow start this season, 4-5 on the best bets, 16, 15, and 1 overall. Only one way to fix that, though, and that is by winning. And I do like the looks of 4 games on this week's slate. Let's go through them now quickly. Starting with the New York Jets at home against the Buffalo Bills. Jets a 1-point favorite on BETDAQ. I do like the Jets side here, and I know people look at you a little sideways when you say that you like the Jets and they're one of your favorite games of the week. That's because the Jets have been such a dysfunctional organization for the last year and a half. But I think that perception of the Jets is part of what makes them an excellent value here as only a 1-point home favorite against Buffalo. You look at these two teams, 2 rookie quarterbacks, the Jets with a much better defense. New York playing excellent defense through the first 2 weeks of this season. They currently rank second in the NFL in total defense and second in rushing defense. They're allowing less than 60 rushing yards per game. And if you've seen Buffalo play this year, you know the Bills have been very, very conservative on offense, trying to protect E.J. Manuel. And I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball on this Jets defense. So Manuel is going to be forced to take some chances downfield. In his first career road start, I don't like the sounds of that. This is Rex Ryan's type of game. He built his reputation on winning games like this throughout his first couple of years in New York. I do believe the Jets will beat Buffalo and their rookie quarterback at home on Sunday. Staying in the AFC East, the Miami Dolphins hosting the Atlanta Falcons. Miami a 1-point favorite on BETDAQ, and I like the home team here as well. I think the Dolphins are a great bet. This game is all about the perception of these two teams versus the reality of what they actually are. A lot of people still think of Atlanta as a Super Bowl favorite. The team that obviously advanced the NFC Championship game last year was a Super Bowl favorite heading into this season. But you look at the reality of what the Atlanta Falcons are right now, heading into this game on Sunday, they're the walking wounded on both sides of the ball. They're without running back Steven Jackson. Wide receiver Roddy White still nursing that high ankle sprain. The Falcons' offensive line has been a disaster. And on defense, terrible news last week. Sean Weatherspoon and Croy Bierman, 2 of their best players in that front 7, were placed on IR. The Falcons were playing bad defense with those guys. Falcons currently 26th in the league in total yards allowed. So without those guys, boy, they are going to be really bad on defense, I think. Cornerback Asante Samuel also questionable for this game on Sunday. So Falcons extremely shorthanded on the road against a Miami team that has played very well this season. They've picked up 2 road wins already. They have a stout front 7 on defense, an offense that is improving, led by their quarterback Ryan Tannehill, who's been playing very well this year. I think Miami is a really good bet as a 1-point home favorite against Atlanta on Sunday. Next game I'd like to talk about, the Houston Texans. Another 1-point favorite. This time they're not at home, though. They are on the road against the Baltimore Ravens. And again here, I like Houston to cover the 1 point. This is another situation where we have a team that is overvalued. This time it's the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore obviously winning the Super Bowl last season, but this a totally different team. Ozzie Newsome dismantled or revamped, whatever word you want to use, the roster in the offseason. Dismantled has more of a negative connotation, whereas revamped is more of a positive way to look at it, I think. Whatever you want to call it, it's a different Ravens team, and they're not nearly as good as they were last season. They're bad on offense. They looked bad last week, squeaking out a win over the Cleveland Browns. And against the Houston Texans on Sunday, no Jacoby Jones, no Ray Rice, their best offensive player. The Texans play great defense. They're 4th in the NFL in total defense right now. They're only giving up 255 yards per game. And the Texans' passing attack against that Baltimore secondary, boy, I don't like that matchup for Baltimore. We saw that Baltimore secondary absolutely shredded by the Denver Broncos in Week 1. They improved last week, but I think that had more to do with their opponent, Brandon Weeden and the Cleveland Browns. Matt Schaub is no Peyton Manning, but he's no Brandon Weeden either. And Andre Johnson currently leading the NFL in receptions. Johnson is cleared to play in this game despite suffering a concussion last week. DeAndre Hopkins, the rookie, has emerged as another threat for this Texans offense. Like the Texans to go into Baltimore and pick up a road win on Sunday. Final game I'm getting involved in this week is the Monday night game. The Denver Broncos, a 14.5-point favorite over the Oakland Raiders. Hey, I know it's a lot of points, and many times I've said, I'm never laying a double-digit number in the NFL again, and certainly 14, that's another threshold, laying a number over 14. However, I like Denver here. Tough, really tough to make a case for the Oakland Raiders that does not eventually come back to Well, that's a lot of points. That's really the only argument you have for Oakland here. Denver better on defense, much, much better on offense. As a matter of fact, the reason I feel so good about this game, a lot of times I would stay away from a number like this, 14.5, just like I'm staying away from a couple of other double-digit spreads this week, like the Seattle-Jacksonville game and the San Francisco-Indianapolis game. But what clinches it here for me is the Oakland offense. If Oakland had a good offense, a functional offense, the type of offense that could get something going even in the second half of this game when Denver softens up on defense, then maybe I would think twice about this game because, backdoor cover is something obviously you really worry about here if you're laying a number like 14.5. However, Oakland's offense is really bad. They're really one-dimensional and really bad. And Denver's strength on defense is stopping the run. And when I said Oakland was one-dimensional, you probably know if you've seen them play, the dimension they have is the running game. They are remedial in the passing game right now with Terrell Pryor as their quarterback. So I just don't think the Oakland offense is going to be able to get anything going in this game. And defensively, Oakland has played a little better this season. They're going to be facing the Denver Broncos. They're not facing Jacksonville anymore. They're not going to hold this Denver offense below 27 to 30 points, I don't believe. And I believe a point total like that will be enough for Denver to cover 14.5. So I like the Broncos on Monday night. There you have it. Those are my 4 games this week. New York Jets, -1 against the Buffalo Bills. Houston Texans, -1 against the Baltimore Ravens. The Miami Dolphins, -1 against the Atlanta Falcons. And the Denver Broncos, -14.5 against the Oakland Raiders. I wish you best of luck this week in whatever you decide to do, just so long as your interests don't conflict with my interests.